How's it going, Godzilla fans, kaiju fans, collectors, and just general people of YouTube? This is Chanzilla 1964 coming back to you with yet another figure review. This time we're going to be doing a double figure review. We're going to be reviewing the Bandai Movie Monster Series Aggregate Destroyah version, or there's another name for him, but I only know him by the Aggregate Destroyah, and Perfect Form Destroyah 2.0 version from Bandai. So, I'm just gonna kind of cut to the chase here. Let's just get scaling out of the way first, because scaling's a real bitch, as you guys saw in the last video. Here's these two together. I would forgive everything if this guy wasn't shorter than this guy. I mean, head-wise, this guy's taller than this Destroyah. What the Bandai? I really don't get it. Size-wise, why you guys keep doing Destroyah dirty like this? And this is why I wanted to get scaling out of the way, because it's kind of like, what the if you know what I mean. Not to say this guy's scaling poorly, even though he's huge. I get it, because they're going to make it Godzilla Jr. Godzilla Jr.'s got to match up with him, and it makes sense. But Godzilla Jr. being taller than this guy is going to be very sad, especially since this guy's supposed to be able to pick Godzilla Jr. and drop his ass down like nothing. But that doesn't bring us even to the worst part of it. This is probably the worst part of it, even though it's kind of tradition for 6-inch Destroyah. But yeah, Godzilla, scaling wise in this light, looks like he could just smack the shit out of Destroyah, grab him, knee him, throw him to the ground, swing his ass around by his tail. Yeah, Godzilla looks like he could, you know, he would have no problem kicking Destroyah's ass in this form. Like if Destroyah tries hitting Godzilla with his laser horn, the thing that chops Godzilla up, it's probably going to be like a butter knife or something against a human, and Godzilla's just going to grab that horn, break it, and freaking blast Destroyah down his throat or some like, this just trips me out how small he is. And the good thing about it is, this is the worst part about this figure. Everything else is amazing. The fucking size of it is what fucks it up. And I'm sorry I'm swearing this much, but damn, Bandai. Anyways, since we have this guy in frame, we might as well review him first. And might I say, this is probably my favorite figure out of the whole lineup that we got for the Burning Godzilla, not Burning Destroyah, even though I want to burn this Destroyah. But Burning Godzilla, Destroyah, and Destroyah Aggregate, this is my favorite figure, even though he's short as shit. This is my favorite, and I'm going to show you. Look at all of this amazing detail. Look at that face. This is the epitome Destroyah figure right here. Look at how bulky he is, too. I mean, this is amazing. Look at that hunch. This is what I remember from Destroyah, how hunched over he was in the movie. I mean, if they have a flying version of like Destroyah with his wings out, and if they have a land version of Destroyah figure coming out, that would be cool, because his wings are like folded, or they're like this instead, and he's just walking around. Like, there's a candy box version of that toy that I really liked. I don't know if I have it still, but it's a really cool Destroyah figure in my opinion. Getting besides the point, because this is a really cool Destroyah figure. Look at all of this amazing detail. The chest beam is very nicely detailed. The chest flower. Then you have all Destroyah's individual segments that make... This reminds me of Bagan a lot. Huh. Okay. But look, the arms are a lot longer too. That is crazy, and I like how they made the arms more extended. I like this. This is good. This is good, Bandai. And the shoulders are just really gigantic too. I mean, this looks like an imposing Destroyah. Yeah. The legs, very nicely detailed. You have the leg spikes and everything going on. Very nicely done. Tail is very nicely detailed too. And the tail looks like it got updated. The pincer is a little longer. Love that. I mean, there's just so much good detail going on. Look, there's actually detail on the wings. All this really nice crustacean detail for the wings, and the webbing is just very nice. And the two little wing nubs are very they're actually different. They're not like, this is a little more spaced out from the center than this one. When before they're like right next to each other. It's just all this cool new detail that I'm finding is really nice. And oh my god, check that out. The little wings are actually splayed out for once. This is my favorite part about this figure. The little wings are out and they're ready to make his gigantic ass fly. But I mean, there's so much good detail. Like, the shoulders are amazing, the face is amazing, the crest is amazing. Look at that head. Destroyah has a big head now, and he has a hunch. I personally just really love the hunch for Destroyah. That's my favorite part about this figure. But there's so much good detail on this figure, it's ridiculous. And the paint is really nice too. It's not anything to write home about. However, there is some stuff to write home about. It's just not like overly impressive, crazy, like, oh my god, this is the best Destroyah figure ever kind of thing. Because there is still some stuff left to be desired. There is some nice paint brushing on this part for the horns, and the wings are a really nice red color. There is some really nice added paint on for some of Destroyah's crustacean parts. Over here, the crotch, the head rest, and the tops of the head too. Really nice paint deal. I like these additions of the black. I might continue doing that around here because that's how I roll. I like customizing my figures. And look, they even have it on the wings. Wow. They even have the little bit of shading on the wings too. Really nice additions. All of his teeth are going to be painted very nicely. His teeth came out very, very well. Including his little Destroyah thingies, mandibles. And all of his claws are going to all be painted very nicely as well. Down to the two little nubs here. Yeah. Except for the back parts. You know, that's fine. I get that. At least they tried to paint this part this time, unlike the old original Bandai Movie Monster Series Destroyah figure, where they just kind of look like they just kind of sprayed it a little bit and just left it. This part looks like they, like right here, looks like they're actually trying. Yeah, that's cool. I like that floral pattern here. Do I wish they extended all the way? Yes. Am I bummed about it? A little bit, but it's nothing I will not fix, so I'm not incredibly pissed off about it. But yeah. Oh, speaking of paint, horn, nice horn. I like the paint for this horn. And his eyes. His eyes are really nice. I like that gold, yellow color they use for him. Yeah. And then there will be absolutely no paint on the back of Destroyah. Yeah, shit to none. But look at that detail. Okay, all jokes aside, that'll do it for paint and detail. As you saw for articulation, Destroyah's two wings move. No, nothing here, nothing here. The legs will move as well, which is wonderful. There's a glue seal in the middle section, but it doesn't move, and you shouldn't try to move it. It will die. But here, this is the amazing part. There is articulation at the tail. Yes, Destroyah's tail can move. That is great. That is wonderful. We love that for Destroyah. This is like the perfect form of Destroyah. If he was like upsized by like a third or 2/3. Heck, freaking double his size, honestly. He'd still be amazing. I'm honestly, like I said, overall happy with this figure. I wish it was a little bigger, but it is what it is. It is a Destroyah figure from Bandai, and Bandai loves to make him a short boy. So yeah, let's bring out his juvenile aggregate crabby form. Here, let me pull this guy to the side. Now this figure is what I'm talking about. This is a really good figure. And this figure I'm really happy about. It's not my favorite because this is also not one of my favorite Heisei Kaiju, no offense to it, but nonetheless, this is still a really good, like, and we're talking about in terms of movie accuracy wise, paint, articulation, detail, sizing, this is where it's at. This is an amazing figure. This figure had a lot of love put into it. and I'm about to show you why. Look at this amazing detail for the face. It's more movie accurate than the original Destroyah aggregate form that we got from Bandai, not the movie monsters, but Bandai. You got his mouth things going on there, his inner mouth and his outer mouth, the head crest, all that nice, really crustacean detail, very nicely done. It'll translate well over here on his neck, on the shoulders where it meets these things. On the back here, got his little beginning of wings and spikes. So I didn't realize that Destroyah had spikes, or this version of Destroyah had spikes, which is really cool. And you got all this nice spiky detail here too. Speaking of spiky detail, here we are looking, I'm just going to call these his arms. We have Destroyah's arms here. A lot of nice spikes. They're going to be a soft plastic, these spikes, but they all translate very well. We have the individual digits here. And look at that. It looks sharp and deadly and ready to kick the crap out of Godzilla Jr. Rest his soul. And you got the two little spikes over here too, which are kind of molded in his body, which is weird, but it's not something overly upsetting. But it's going to be the same for both sides of these. Then we have all of his individual legs, which I'll indulge this first. Look at that Predator stuff going on, very cool. This is, yeah, I like the addition of these legs over here. Like, I like the detail here. It's cool. I don't know what else to say. They're tiny legs. It turned out really nice. Here's the underside of his tail too. Actually, the tail is really the nice, you know, it's the same, but it's really nice detail wise. And then besides that, yeah, we're doing the legs, right? Yeah, we're doing the legs. Sorry, it's really late, and this is like the probably 10th figure I'm reviewing tonight because I have so much to catch up on. But here is Destroyah Aggregate's leg, and the detail work is amazing. It looks like a crab leg. It's weird, it's nasty, it's crustacean-y, and I'm all for it. Look at all that detail. I mean, it's crazy how much they would have fit in this figure. And it turned out really well. And it's the same for all the legs. This leg is a little bigger than the two legs. So the middle leg is a little bigger than the two outer legs, which is really cool attention to detail. But they're all really, really nicely done. And they all look the same, except for size-wise. Now that'll bring us to his claws, which... shit. So for Destroyah's claws, here we are. There we go. They did something very interesting. They actually made the indent for where this part, this blade part goes into the claw, which is a very nice attention to detail. And they have this really nice top area of it, very nicely detailed, and the underside too. I mean, yeah, they took some very cool creative liberties with this figure, and they went with it. And not creative liberties, but they added stuff that I never even knew was a part of this Destroyah, and I'm all for it. Which is why I'm like I said, this is one of the really, this is probably the better figure of the lineup, but it's not my favorite, but it's still the better figure of the lineup. That'll do it for detail. There's so much detail. I'm going to put this figure on. You should just pick it up and check it out yourself, because there's so much to look at, and it's an amazing figure. Let's go on to paint. As you can see from paint, all of his claws are going to be the same deep dark red color. Different from his body, which is going to be this kind of Destroyah red color. I'm going to name it as Destroyah red. Yeah. Then his arms are going to be a different color with this even more Destroyah red. I don't know. His paint is weird in that all of his different body parts are different colors, which I'm for it. It's just interesting. Like, it's interesting creative choice by Bandai, which I'm not upset about. It's cool. I like it. It's an aggregate Destroyah. It makes sense, I guess. For the tips of the claws, you're going to have this really nice red color, which I appreciate. They colored the tips of the claws. And then you're going to have the same red color on this neck of Destroyah here. The only other parts that are going to be colored are going to be Destroyah's chest, which is very nicely detailed. And it's fully painted. Look at that. It's fully painted. They showed this figure a lot of love, and I'm loving it. Because on top of that, they also painted the tips of his crest here and his mouth. So paint wise, and his eyes, sorry, his eyes are really nicely done too, but paint wise for this guy and detail, all very amazing. But I'm about to blow you guys' mind, because Bandai blew my mind when I first saw this. The amount of articulation on this figure is supreme. Like, I don't know why they're showing the smaller guys a lot of love, from the Soldier Legion, Legion Soldier, and this guy. Let me just show you what I mean. So his two arms here move 360, although when I move them, they do have this part where it kind of shows here where it's supposed to line up. So it doesn't line up, but just letting you know. The head moves, his two arms will move. So right now it's a total of 5 points of articulation, regular stuff for a Bandai figure, right? All of his individual legs move 360. So that's 5 plus 6, that's about 11 points of articulation. And count with me, one last one, the tail moves. Oh my god, so that's like 12 points of articulation on this figure. That's right, you heard me right. 12 points of articulation for Bandai Destroyah, the Movie Monster Series Aggregate form. For Bandai Movie Monster Series Destroyah Aggregate form, is what I meant to say. But I mean, 12 points is, yeah. It's really, 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 really good figure. I cannot recommend this more. Especially if you do not have a Aggregate Destroyah figure. This would be the figure to pick up, in my opinion. You won't be spending any aftermarket price money on it, especially if you grab it from the Godzilla store for either the US one when it hits the US, or even Godzilla store Japan, if you're able to. But yeah, this figure is the best one out of the lineup. Again, best one, but not my favorite one. We already went through scaling, so we don't really have to go over scaling again, but I will bring out his perfect form. Okay, so overall for these guys, I'm really happy with both of them, honestly. Both of them, well, only really this guy has some serious downsides and flaws to him, but it's not something that I'm overly upset about. Do I wish that it was bigger? Yes. Is it gonna happen with this figure? No, because I cannot magically make it grow. May it happen in the future? Bandai, I'm gonna put that out there. I'm hoping it does, because an 8-inch version of this guy would be perfect size. Am I bummed if it doesn't happen? No, because we've had to put up with a really, really short 6-inch Destroyah for like, God, what? How long has it been? A very long time, because I can't even do the math for how many years since we've had an 8-inch version of Destroyah. Or actually, ever since we got the Bandai America Destroyah figure, that one was pretty decently sized, at least. That one was a little taller than Godzilla. So ever since we had that one, we haven't had like a decent 6-inch Destroyah figure size-wise. So ever since then, pretty much. And that'll be on the screen, because I can't think of the date right now. But besides that, if you're a fan of the Heisei series, I would recommend you definitely pick up these guys. If you want to wait to see if Bandai does anything for this guy, if they make a bigger version of him, I suggest you wait. Especially if you have the original Bandai Movie Monster Series Destroyah figure. He's just fine, honestly. This guy's just a better updated, detailed version of him, with better paint and better detail and a hunch and a better face. This guy I definitely recommend you pick up, because this is the first Bandai Movie Monster Series Aggregate Destroyah. So yeah, definitely recommend this guy. Plus there's 12 points of articulation. Alright, but in all seriousness, that'll do it for today's review. If you guys think I may missed anything, please be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys want to start a comment war about whether this Destroyah is better or than the original one, not this guy, but the 2.0 versus OG, do that in the comment section down below. Yeah. If you guys like this video today, though, do be sure to hit the thumbs up button. And if you guys like what you see on our channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. Again, we're trying to hit 700 subscribers before the end of summer, and we are very close. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I know I don't respond to all the comments, even though I will say there are some comments that come up that are rather repetitive, especially in terms of the shorts that I've been pushing out, which, by the way, I haven't forgotten them. If you guys, I will say, for one commenter who's been asking for Sanda and Gaira, Sanda and Gaira do pop up as a cameo in one of my shorts. If you look up the Wolfman of Lot 001, I think is the title of the video, but it's basically with the Toho version of the Wolfman figure. That short film has Sanda and Gaira at the very end, the post credits. They both get mauled by the freaking Wolfman, but they are in there. I do not plan on making any Sanda and Gaira kind of Sanda versus Gaira short films right now. I will think about it if I ever do decide to make a Godzilla -1 Godzilla versus Godzilla kind of short. And we know how everyone had those series, oh, there's going to be 2 Godzillas in Godzilla -1, even though it was just Godzilla's, you know, regular form versus his mutated nuclear form. That was one thought I had, but I do not plan on making that in the near future. If I do that one, I will intersplice Sanda and Gaira in it as a kind of callback thing, but we'll see. Right now, though, the only shorts that we'll be focusing on are those related to Godzilla versus Bagan, which will be coming out not this year, but in the future. Yeah, but all that stuff aside, this has been Chanzilla 1964 saying stay tuned, and till next time, guys. Peace.